Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be looking at our top 5 purchases in iRacing. We recently did our top 5 worst purchases, but I thought now it's time to look at the positives. Now this video in particular is going to be a breakdown of my top 5 purchases because content on iRacing pretty much comes in two main forms: your cars and your tracks. So what I've done in this video is we are looking at our top 5 car purchases, and the tracks will be coming in a video shortly after. Of course, this is completely subjective. I've gone through my own experience and journey on iRacing. Some of you have been on this platform longer, some of you have been on considerably shorter than I have, and of course we all have our preferences when it comes to racing and sim racing. So yeah, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Turn those notifications on. Let me know what you think of my picks in the comments below. Let me know what your top 5 are as well. I'm intrigued to read them all, just like we did in the previous video with the top 5 worst purchases. But yeah, let's go have a look at some positives and my best car purchases on iRacing. Coming in at number 5 is the BMW Z4 GT3. Now this may shock some of my regular viewers on this channel because you know me as being pretty much exclusively to open wheel racing. But there was a time when I did do a lot of GT3 races, and this car was my go-to. I loved this little thing. It was mobile, it was agile, it was an absolute joy to drive around the smaller British circuits like Snetterton, Alton Park and Donington, and just an absolute brilliant little car. I was gutted when it was replaced by the BMW M4 GT3, and I'm not a big fan of that car compared to the Z4. There was almost a retro feel to this car as well, with its standard circular steering wheel compared to the other GT3s with their Formula style rims, and just an absolute beauty of a thing to look at, in my personal opinion. Gutted to see it go, but I had loads of fun in this car, and it's one of the main reasons why I don't race GT3 much anymore, as I don't like the bulkiness and the sluggishness of the other GT3s that are currently available. This purely was one of a kind, and that's why it comes in at number 5 of my best purchases. Coming in at number 4 is the best sounding car in motorsport, in my opinion, the Porsche RSR GTE. What a car this is, guys. I have had the pleasure of witnessing this car in person at Silverstone in the World Endurance Championship, and it is phenomenal. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing, and it is also brilliant to drive on iRacing as well. I've done plenty at IMSA race and ESS race in this car, and I enjoyed every single race that I did. It was a car that you had to be careful on the brakes, with no ABS available in the GTE cars, and with this car being a little bit more front bias compared to its competitors, you did have to be careful with the front locking. But if you was able to tame it and be sufficient on the brakes, then this car would really reward you. And I remember having such good races and such good fun in this car. I'll be sad to see it leave the platform while I don't race it much anymore, if at all. But it is a car that I have fond memories of, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to purchase it and race it. Coming in at number 3 is the Dallara P217, the LMP2 car on iRacing. This car, guys, I absolutely adore. I have only participated in one 24-hour race in my sim racing career, and I've won it with this car. It will forever hold a place in my heart for that reason alone. It is one of 2 cars on the platform that I have a personal livery for because of how often I race this car. I've done plenty an IMSA race, plenty an ESS race, and I've enjoyed the majority of them I've been in. This car gave me that fizz that I was looking for. I'm a bit of a speed freak, and before the F1 car came along, this was where I got that speed buzz from. When this car came to the platform, whizzing in and out of GT3 and GTE traffic in multi-class races really showcased what this car was about and the downforce that it provided as well. It was a joy to drive at tracks such as Silverstone, Imola, Suzuka. It was exactly what I was looking for at the time, a high-speed downforce car, and I absolutely adored it. I haven't raced this car anywhere near as much in the last year or so, mainly due to the release of the F1 car on iRacing. But as I said, it will forever hold a place in my heart because I have fond memories of this, and it will definitely be one that will be going in the Hall of Fame in my sim racing career. In at number 2 is the Dallara F3. This is a car that is special to me for a couple of reasons. One, it is a brilliant car to drive. It is a car that really showcases the open wheel experience, and without a halo in VR, it is so immersive. It has only continued to get better as well with updates and new tyre models. It is one of only a few cars on the platform that I believe is in its best ever state it has been in today. The second and most important reason is due to the friendships and relationships that I've made due to our enjoyment of this car. I've appeared on F1 podcasts, I've gone on go-karting days due to these friendships and relationships that I've built. And this car is one of the main reasons why this channel is where it is today, with the track guides and races that I posted due to my love of this car and the support that you have all provided through the community, and also your love of this F3 car is why this channel has grown to where it is today. Yes, unfortunately, this car is let down by some poor driving standards that you see in official races, but do you know what? Every single time I get taken out or I crash out on my own, I still want to jump straight back in this car because it just has a hold on me and it's just so much fun to drive. So yes, that is why the Dallara F3 is in at number 2. And our number 1 car, of course, is the Mercedes W12. How could it be anything else? For anyone who follows this channel over the past year, you will know how much I love this thing and how much of my time was spent in this car. I pretty much exclusively raced this car over the past year, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this car transformed sim racing for me. I have always been a massive fan of F1, but I've never been a fan of the F1 official games. There was an F1 official series on iRacing using the Mclaren MP430, but it never really enticed me in the format it was in and the car itself. Then the announcement came from the Mercedes F1 team and iRacing that they were going into partnership and bringing their 2021 car, the W12, to iRacing with their data, and I don't think I've ever been so excited. I was going to be able to finally race a modern F1 car in VR, which was the most important thing for me, on my favourite sim, and my god, it didn't disappoint. This car is just a phenomenal piece of machinery, and it just drives like it's on rails. Sometimes I've actually thought an F1 car surely can't be this easy to drive, but it was. Just like the Dallara F3 as well, there is a great community behind this car, and I can truly say I've had my best ever races in sim racing in this car, going wheel to wheel against members of that community. I mean, my love for this car even enabled me to unlock some pace that I didn't know existed in myself and qualify for a Mercedes sponsored event with IWC watches, where I eventually won a tour of the Mercedes F1 factory and get an afternoon as well in their esports HQ, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. Of course, the W12 has now been replaced by the more challenging W13, which in all honesty, I am really enjoying. As I said, the W12 did sometimes feel like it was just a bit too easy to drive, as much fun as it was. So I'm enjoying the W13, but the W12 is definitely a car that will stay at the top of this list for some time to come. And there we go, guys. That is my top 5 best car purchases on iRacing in the time that I've been here. Of course, everyone is going to have their different opinions. Some of them you may completely disagree with, but this is what I've enjoyed the most over the last 3.5 years, and to me is the best purchases in regards to cars. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Just like with the top 5 worst purchases, we all have our different experiences, and I'm looking forward to reading what yours are. So remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.